I want to start with a moment you've probably had, maybe more than once. Friend, you're standing in the kitchen. It's the end of a long day. The kids need something. Dinner is halfway done, and you open your banking app. You glance at the credit card balance, maybe a loan, maybe it's something you put on payments. And there is that quiet question in the back of your mind. Is this okay? Or am I messing something up? Because one voice says, that is bad. Stay away from it. Another says, use that to build wealth. And you're just trying to do the right thing for your family. But no one is really explaining how this works in real life. So you're left carrying that mental weight. And every swipe at the grocery store, we'll just put it on the card for now. Every monthly payment, it's not just numbers. It's a pressure building mechanism. And here's what I want you to hear today really clearly. It's not about having debt or not having debt. It's about whether your debt is working for you or quietly working against you. Because there is such a thing as a good debt. The one that can actually support your life, create opportunities, and move you forward. Things like a home that gives your family stability. Then education or skills that increase your income. Then even a well-managed, intentional use of credit. That kind of debt, when it's aligned and managed, can actually be a tool. But then there is the other side, the kind of debt that doesn't feel empowering. The kind that keeps showing up every month no matter how hard you try. Then grows quietly in the background or makes you feel like you're always playing catch up. Then steals your margin, your peace, your ability to plan ahead. That's the bad debt, not because you made a mistake, but because it's unmanaged and unsupported, all right? And this is where so many working moms get stuck. And this is because no one ever showed you how to actually manage in a simple, doable way that fits your already full life. So, what happens? You begin to avoid looking too closely. Then you hope next month will be better, or you try to be good with money. But friend, deep down, it still feels like you're not fully in control. And that affects your everyday life more than you realize. And it shows up when you hesitate before buying something your family needs. Then you feel guilt after spending, or you avoid checking your accounts. Maybe you feel that constant low-level stress in the background. That's what unmanaged debt does. It doesn't just sit there. It keeps you stuck. But here's the good news. And this is where everything can start to shift for you. When you understand the difference between good debt and bad debt, and you pair that with a simple budget that actually works in your real life, you move from confusion, friend, and you step into clarity. And you start to see what's actually helping you, what's holding you back, and what to do next, step by step. So instead of feeling like debt is this overwhelming, confusing thing, you begin to lead it. You start making decisions with confidence. You create a plan that fits your life. And that constant mental noise, friend, it starts to quiet down. So today, I'm going to walk you through this in a way that's simple, practical, and real, so you can finally stop guessing and start moving forward with peace and direction. If you're tired of debt calling your choices, bills running your day, and groceries eating your paycheck, and ready to finally live life on your terms, debt-free, guilt-free, and full of possibility, welcome to the Financial Planning Podcast. Hi, I'm Deanna, a mom of 4, creator of the 2-Line Budget, a believer in big dreams and God-given purpose. I help working moms break free from financial overwhelm, take control of their money, and build the clarity, confidence, and peace to make wise financial decisions. Here you'll discover practical money systems designed to strengthen your home and build lasting financial stability, and maybe enjoy a weekend escape. Because when money becomes simple, your whole life opens up. And I'm here to show you how. And before we dive deeper into a debt topic, not into debt, just into debt topic, friend, I just wanted to mention that I've opened up a few one-on-one coaching sessions where I'll spend an hour with you to really clarify your finances, help you create a practical financial plan, and to simplify the way you handle money. We're not dealing with spreadsheets and no cash envelopes, just a system that actually works with your real life. And if you're ready to take control and make money less stressful, you can book your session at dianagalas.com/coaching. It's dianagalas.com/coaching. Now, let's make this really simple because I don't want this to feel heavy or complicated. So, what is debt? Debt is just borrowing money that you agree to pay back. That's it. It's not a reflection of your worth. It's not a sign that you failed. And it's definitely not something you need to carry shame around. Just think about it. Most of us have used debt at some point, whether it was a car to get to work or a home for our family, or even covering something in a tight season. The problem isn't that debt exists. The problem here is when it starts running quietly in the background without a plan, when it's used out of survival instead of intention, and when it's not being managed in a way that supports your life. That's when it begins to feel heavy, stressful, and out of control. But when you shift how you see it from something emotional to simply a tool, then you take your power back and you can start using it in a way that actually works for you and not against you. Now, let's talk about the kind of debt that just feels heavy. The one that shows up every single month, no matter how hard you're trying. The one that makes you pause before checking your account or gives you that little knot in your stomach when you think about it. Bad debt is usually the kind that comes with high interest, gets used for things that don't really move your life forward, and then keeps asking for more from you every month. It's often those everyday moments, groceries on a credit card, a quick "we'll just put it on the store" card, or covering a gap with a payday loan, just to get through the week. And friend, listen, there is no judgment here. This is what survival can look like when you're carrying a lot. But here's the truth, in the simplest way I can say it. Friend, bad debt takes from your future to pay for your present and then charges you extra for it. Okay? Let me repeat it. Bad debt takes from your future to pay for your present and then charges you extra for it. That's why it feels so exhausting, because it's not just the balance, it's what it does to your day-to-day life. It's the debt that keeps you up at night, makes you feel like you're always behind, steals your breathing room before the month even begins. And even you're working hard, you're doing your best, but this kind of debt quietly keeps you stuck in that cycle. The cycle of catching up instead of moving forward. And again, friend, it's not about blame. It's about just being aware. Because once you can see it clearly, you can start to change how it shows up in your life. And that's where things begin to shift. Now, let's talk about the other side. Because not all debt is working against you. Okay? There is a kind of debt, when used intentionally, can actually support your life instead of stressing it. This is a good debt. It's usually lower in interest, has a clear purpose, and is tied to something that brings stability or growth into your life. Okay? Think about things like a mortgage, putting a roof over your family's head, and building something of your own over time. Or education, when there is a plan behind it, something that can increase your ability to earn. Even a business investment, when it's connected to a real path for income. This kind of debt isn't about survival, it's about strategy. I want you to think about your debt this way. I'm using this as a tool to build something that matters for my family. But I want to keep this very real and grounded for you, because this is where a lot of confusion happens. Good debt is not automatically good forever. Because the truth is, good debt becomes bad debt when it's unmanaged. Okay? If there is no plan, if the payment starts stretching you thin, if it creates pressure instead of stability, then even something that started as a good decision can begin to feel just as heavy as the rest. So, this isn't about labeling something good and forgetting about it. It's about staying connected to it, managing it with intention, and making sure it's actually supporting your life, not quietly adding stress to it. Because when it's aligned and managed well, this kind of debt doesn't keep you stuck. It can actually help you move forward and closer to your goal. Now, let's go a little deeper, because this is the part that really changes everything. What I see over and over again with moms like us, working moms, we are not careless with money. We are not irresponsible. We are doing a lot with what we have. But no one ever gave you a simple system to actually run your money day to day. So what happens? You are reacting instead of planning. Friend, you're paying what's due when it's due, swiping when you need to, hoping there is enough at the end of the month, and you're making the best decisions you can in the moment, but it still feels heavy. And it's not because you're doing it wrong, but mostly because there is no clear plan holding it all together. And this is the shift I want you to hear. Even good debt feels bad when your money has no plan. You could have a mortgage, a student loan, even something that technically makes sense. But if you don't know how it fits into your numbers, if you don't feel in control of when and how it's getting paid, it still creates stress. And that's why it's not enough to just understand that. You need a way to manage your money and simply and consistently so you're the one who is leading it. Because when you have a plan, even a very simple one, you stop reacting. And friend, you start deciding. And you see where your money is going before it goes, right? And that's when the heaviness starts to lift. Not because everything is perfect overnight, but because now you are in control, okay? This is exactly why so many of the budgeting methods you've probably tried just haven't stuck. And it's not because of you. I don't know about you, but I tried cash envelopes. And at first it felt like a good idea, but then a real life happened. When you're ordering groceries online, paying bills digitally, juggling a million things, and suddenly keeping track of cash feels like one more thing on your plate. It becomes hard to maintain, easy to fall behind on, and instead of helping, it starts to feel like another pressure. Or maybe you've heard of zero-based budgeting? Well, I tried it too. The kind where every dollar has a job. And while it sounds good in theory, in real life, it can feel really strict, really time-consuming, and honestly exhausting to keep up with when your days are already full. So, when life gets busy, which it always does, it's easy to fall off and feel like you're starting all over again. And I want you to hear this because it matters. Friend, you don't need more rules. You just need a system that works with your real life. A system that understands you're a busy working mom, that things change week to week, maybe even often than that, and that you don't have hours to sit and track every detail. Because you need something simple, flexible, and sustainable. Something that supports you instead of making you feel like you're constantly trying to catch up or do it perfectly. Because when your system fits your life, that's when it actually works. So, this is where my simple money system comes in. And I created this because I needed something that actually worked in real life, not just on paper. And it's inspired by simple, intentional planning, but stripped down to what really matters, okay? And it does just these two things. Number one, make sure your monthly bills are covered. And number two, it gives you a clear, stress-free way to handle your daily spending. That's it. No overcomplication. And friends, this is not cash envelopes. It is not tracking every penny. And it's definitely not about being perfect. And there are no spreadsheets involved here. Because let's be honest, you don't have time for complicated systems that fall apart the moment life gets busy. This simple system is about leading your money, not chasing it. And something really beautiful starts to happen when you finally feel that shift. Friend, you stop feeling trapped by your numbers and you stop looking at your budget like it's there to control you or keep you small. And instead, it becomes something that supports you. And you won't believe how liberating it feels, not just to pay your bills and handle your day-to-day, but to start thinking beyond that. Friend, imagine to plan for real goals. Imagine to breathe a little. to even dream again. Because for so long, it can feel like dreaming is not for you, like your numbers don't allow it. But when a system that actually works, you're no longer stuck inside a cage of unrealistic budgets and constant restriction. With a simple money system that I teach, friend, you get to think bigger, you get to move forward, and you get to build a life that finally feels aligned, not just managed. Now, let's bring this into something you can actually do today, because you don't need a perfect plan to get started. You just need a clear next step. Number 1, take a look at your debt, all of it, not just the big ones, but everything. The credit cards, the store card, the loan, even that money you owe your sister. Without judgment, without pressure, just seeing it clearly. You can list all your debt on a sheet of paper. Step number 2, sort through it. I want you to ask yourself, is this adding value to my life? Or is it keeping me stuck? What was it used for? Is it building something for you, supporting your family, or is it just creating more stress every month? And step number 3, I want you to make a simple plan to start paying off the debt that's holding you back. This is where my simple money system comes in. So you can handle your bills, your daily life, and still make progress without feeling overwhelmed. And friend, if you feel like help putting this together, you don't have to do it alone. I am currently accepting coaching clients. You can book a session at dianagalas.com/coaching. It's at dianagalas.com/coaching. Because this right here, this is your starting point. Not perfection, just being aware. Now, here's what I want you to remember. That is not your identity, friend. You're not behind. You just haven't had a simple system yet. Friend, you don't need to do everything today. Just take one step, because simple steps lead to real peace. And if you found value in today's episode, I would love for you to leave a written 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, because I read every single one, and your feedback not only helps me refine my content to serve you better, it also encourages me to keep creating resources that actually make a difference in your life. And I would also love to hear from you personally, your thoughts, your wins, your questions. So don't be shy, share them in your review. It really means the world to me, and it helps me continue to show up for moms like you every week. All right, friend, you've got this, and I'll see you in the next episode. I am glad you joined me today. And if this episode lifted some weight off your shoulders, pass that lightness on to another woman who could use it too. Make sure to follow the Financial Planning Podcast so each week you can unwrap simple money systems helping you design and build financial stability at your home and experience the clarity, peace, and direction your life is craving. You're doing better than you think. Truly, keep going and keep leading your money, not chasing it. Right here, your clarity grows, your confidence builds, and your new financial story begins. 1 week, 1 step, and 1 win at a time.